Hello, this is Jessica Anna Astrology, and I'm back with another video. I was thinking about the last video talking about Sagittarius, and now we're moving on to Capricorn. And Sagittarius, the video felt so like deep and soulful, and now we're moving to like such an opposite type of sign. But I want to talk about Capricorn today. So in evolutionary astrology, Capricorn, it comes right after Sagittarius. And if you remember from the last video, I talked about how we have 1 through 12, and Aries kind of gives the energy evolutionarily. All of these signs kind of cover an area of life, and for Aries, that would be the first house, the first sign, the first year of our life, like the first part of our life when we're born, and we have this impulsive energy and we're excited. Like it's all about Aries is all about instinctual self. And then we get all the way over to Sagittarius, I mentioned, is 9, which is about philosophy and deeper vision. And now we move on to Capricorn, and Capricorn takes all of that and they build something from it. So Capricorn is the 10th sign. It's ruled by the planet Saturn. And the planet Saturn is the really fatherly, disciplined planet in astrology. And we all have Saturn in our chart. So Saturn is considered the planet that teaches us lessons, and it makes us really go through our karma. It makes us go through things that we can eventually master. I kind of believe it also shows like our spiritual gifts in a way, even though that's not really a spiritual sign. I think that what we master through Saturn and the planet Earth planet, the sign of Capricorn, can really aid in our gifts and why we're here. So the sign of Capricorn, it's hard to almost put into words because it's such a serious sign, and it comes with a lot of heaviness. Because if you're born a Capricorn, or you're a Capricorn rising, or even a North Node, which I'll talk more about in a little bit, you kind of come into this life with a sense of duty. Like you have this deep responsibility. There's not a lot of lightness. Even as children, Capricorn children are going to have a seriousness about them. So especially the Capricorn risings, because the rising sign is kind of how we present ourselves, and it's how we kind of see the world and how we want to be seen. Sometimes I also consider it like the mask that we wear, because although the rising sign is a legitimate part of us, it sometimes can be the first thing that people see. And then we have all these other things kind of behind it. And our chart shows all of those things. So when you think about a Capricorn rising, as a child, as a kid, they have this deep sense of seriousness and responsibility, and they can seem a lot older than they are. And the ultimate soul purpose of a Capricorn is self-mastery. Because Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, there is this karma throughout life to achieve the lessons and achieve the success that they are meant to achieve. And a lot of times when they're younger, Capricorn people might feel a sense of just heaviness. And I'm laughing because the first thing that came to mind is like, I don't want to be here. It's kind of like that kind of like, gosh, another lifetime, like more lessons. Capricorns just know that they have a big thing to achieve, because Capricorn is all about leaving behind a legacy. So I have a lot of respect for Capricorns because they mean business. They mean business, and so many people need they need that push. And just know that behind all of the success and the drive, that can almost sometimes seem like it's just too much. Like, well, where's the fun in you? Where's your fun side? Just know that Capricorns have a really deep sense of like longing for achievement, and they feel like they're meant to sometimes, I mean, it could be something like having a family, or it could be something like becoming the next president. Like, they truly feel like they have this big mission to accomplish. And I'm trying to say, they do, what they're really, really good at is helping people stabilize. They're good at helping people feel stronger. They can provide like a foundation, because the whole point of Capricorn energy in a birth chart is to build something from the ground up. So a lot of their gifts are, being practical, being able to get it done. Capricorns will get it done. There is truly no doubt about it. They will get things done. They will achieve what they want to achieve. And a lot of it does come from, again, this past of needing to achieve things to feel worthy. Capricorns oftentimes place a lot of their self-worth into what they can accomplish. And it can be kind of sad, because if we think about, there's Capricorn, and the opposite is actually Cancer. So in astrology, Cancer represents like the mother and nurturing and the way that you were taken care of. And if you're a Capricorn person, especially like a sun rising, or especially Capricorn moon, you probably lacked a little bit of that in your past, because the reason I say that is because a lot of your identity and what makes you feel like you're doing a good job in life is achievement. And it could mean in a lot of cases that there is like kind of a shadow side that hasn't been fully developed yet, which could be depending on other things, of course. But there could be a sense of like lack of true self-worth in the childhood. Instead, you might have had a parent that really only was proud of you when you were getting all A's in school, when you got that first job, when you bought that first car. And that can be difficult for Capricorn throughout their life to feel. It's almost like they're born like an old soul, and throughout their life they have to find their inner child again. And they kind of go through this cathartic process throughout their life where they might achieve so many things, but then eventually they might hit a wall and they might break down. They might, they might be forced to heal some things. So even when I think about the planet Saturn, which we all have, so we all do have, Capricorn energy, and I have 2 planets in Capricorn myself. And when you think about the planet Saturn and how it teaches you lessons, it really can feel like you're blocked sometimes. It can feel like you just can't get past a certain point. So that's what creates the immense drive that a Capricorn has to achieve, is from a young age, they already feel like there's so many things that they have to do. It's like a long list of duties. And at some point, it could also feel at some point in their life that they're starting to become blocked from these things, and they have to work harder than everybody else. So throughout that process, if it's not, integrated well with other parts of life, being emotional, being fun, being philosophical, being all these other things, it can harden them a little bit. So, that can be the shadow side. And hopefully, though, what happens throughout a Capricorn's life is they eventually realize, first of all, they feel fulfilled that they achieved the life that they wanted, which they are very much capable of, probably more than any other sign. And then also what I hope would happen to like a healed or a more evolved Capricorn is that they do realize that wasn't really, like, achieving that one thing wasn't really the point. And the point is really the journey and the legacy that you leave behind. So it's interesting, if we're looking at Sagittarius and then Capricorn comes right after it, Sagittarius people could have a lot of vision, a lot of a lot of dreams and visions and ideas. But Capricorn is the sign that can actually put that to, to the test, and they can actually achieve that. So yeah, so the spiritual, and I'll also add the spiritual gifts of a Capricorn is building something. It's building a foundation. It's helping people feel stable. It's taking care of people. A Capricorn was truly meant to not take care of people in the way that a Cancer would, like the opposite sign is Cancer. A Cancer is more of an emotionally nurturing sign. Capricorn will work for people. They will, by work for people, I mean like providing for a family, providing for their husband or wife. Their love language is providing, it's building, it's making a legacy, stepping into a position of power, because Capricorn also represents the public. It represents being known. Capricorns want to be recognized for what they're good at, and they want to be recognized for their gifts and for their talents and for what they're, I'm over here achieving, look at me. And eventually, like I said, it can be almost the opposite happens, where they realize that everyone else seeing their achievements feels good, but it's not the end goal of life. It's not, maybe it doesn't actually fulfill them on a deeper level. And then they have to kind of go to some of the other the other energies here that we have, in astrology, in ourselves, like Sagittarius and like Leo, fun, and Cancer, the emotions, and they have to kind of heal those other parts of them too. So yeah, I would say the spiritual soul purpose of a Capricorn is self-mastery and achievement and leaving behind a legacy for the people that they love and for themselves. They really want to be recognized for what they can build, and they do have a spiritual gift of practicality. They have a spiritual gift of being practical, creating a stable foundation for people in their lives, for making people feel taken care of. And eventually throughout their life, I think that they will need to recognize the inner child in them that might not have been nurtured the way that they needed. Because again, Capricorn comes into this world as an old soul and feels like they need to achieve for approval. And that is a big part of their self-worth. So although they are meant to achieve, they're also meant to heal, I believe, their inner child and learn that they are worthy no matter what they may or may not achieve. So yeah, I hope this made sense. I hope I covered everything. Capricorn, the tone of this video is so different from Sagittarius, but it's interesting how they can't exist without each other, Sagittarius and all of the signs. But Sagittarius really needs the work ethic and the focus of a Capricorn, and Capricorn sometimes needs some of the qualities of the other signs to balance out their drive for success all the time. So yeah, I would say for Capricorns to keep working hard, and again, you guys are on a soul path for mastery in your life and of yourself. Again, it always comes back to the self. Like, you can achieve all these things, but Capricorns want mastery of themselves. They want to feel proud of themselves. They want to be, I hate to say it like this, but like a machine. Like, they can get these things done, and at the end of the day, they've provided a stable foundation for themselves and for their families, and that could be an amazing legacy, or they could achieve even greater things, like tangible, worldly things as well. Both things are amazing achievements, and that's what Capricorn is really meant to do, is to work through all the blocks and work through all the difficulties, and at the end of their life, kind of come back to a sense of, I'm proud of me, not because I have all these things, but because I have built my life, and hopefully also healed and done other things to help the inner child inside of you have true self-worth as well. So I hope this was helpful, and I'll be back next with Aquarius.